Dr. Tan Wu Meng.
Sir, the situation Dr. Tan described is quite rare, where an unauthorized bank transaction took place and where the bank assessed that the one-time password or OTP SMS messaging was used, but that the customer's telephone operator records did not show transmission to or receipt by the customer of such an SMS OTP. The Singapore Police Force has not received any such report since 2021. Now, the Financial Industry Disputes Resolution Centre, FIDREC, is aware of 2 cases since July 2022 where the use or receipt of SMS OTP by the customer is disputed. When customers suspect that they have fallen for a scam or are alerted by the bank to unauthorized transactions involving their account, they should immediately contact the bank or activate the kill switch that the banks provide to freeze their accounts. They should also report such fraudulent activities to the police. MAS expects banks to treat customers fairly in all cases of disputes over unauthorized transactions. The banks must consider 1, whether they have fulfilled their obligations, and 2, whether customers have done their part to protect their accounts. Now, depending on the outcome of the bank's investigations, they may offer goodwill payment to customers. Any customer may, if they wish to, lodge the dispute with FIDREC for mediation and adjudication. If they are not satisfied with the FIDREC outcome, they can consider seeking legal advice on whether to pursue their case in court.
Dr. Tan Wu Meng.
I thank the Minister for his answer. I've got 2 supplementary questions. Firstly, what is the process for handling disputes where the bank has assessed, based on their own records, that SMS OTP was used to validate the transaction, especially if the bank says SMS OTP by definition means it was legitimate, yet the customer is able to provide evidence, testimony from the telco that may suggest a different assessment of what happened? Is there a process for having this reviewed besides FIDREC, or does the bank have the final say on this question? Secondly, Mr. Speaker, can I also ask the Minister what is being done to prepare not just for the last war on scams, but the next one? A year ago, February 2022, I asked in Parliament about the risk of emerging deepfake audio and video calls. Since then, there have been potential cases in the United States of deepfake audio voice calls. Can I ask, Minister, will the proposed equitable framework for sharing of losses look at such emerging risks? And will it also consider my previous suggestion on the difference between a customer making a forced error, example with a deepfake, versus an unforced error? Thank you.
MOS Alvin Tan.
So I thank the member for his 2 SQs. Let me take the second one with regards to the rapidly evolving nature of scams and the use of new technologies. We know that the techniques employed by scammers are constantly evolving and also gaining in sophistication with the use of differentiated technologies. And this also thus requires a multi-pronged response across our ecosystem to strengthen our collective mechanisms and strengthen our collective resilience against scams. Now, MAS will continue to work closely with our ecosystem partners, including the banking industry and other government agencies. For example, MAS is working with banks to allow customers to verify genuine call from banks. Banks are also expanding the use of biometric technology with liveness tests, in addition to passwords and OTP, as a means of authentication. Now, members of the public can also play their part. Please install Scam Shield. Don't divulge your internet banking credentials or passwords to anyone. Be suspicious of unsolicited messages or calls that you receive, and also verify calls received by calling the bank directly on the hotline listed on the official websites or cards. The first question, I refer back to my main PQ answer, but with the questions with regards to the equitable sharing of losses. Dr. Lim Wee Kiak has filed a PQ in this sitting on that matter, and we will address this issue in response to that PQ. Thank you.
Yes. Mr. Gerald Gam, a very short clarification or SQ, because we are going to be running out of question time very soon.
Just a very quick SQ. When are the banks going to require, when is MAS going to require the banks to use more secure methods besides SMS OTP, for example, using the app-based OTPs? Thank you.
MAS is working, short answers, MAS is working with the banks on a variety of authentication measures, including SMS OTP, and they are experimenting with different users as the technology evolves. Thank you.